You know when you start with a laugh, it's on. Welcome to Leave It Better with Smash Africa and Friends. And this is the second edition of Leave It Better. And my guest is an internationally renowned writer. He's an award-winning comic writer, as well as an all-round great guy. Tsitsi Chiumya is my guest. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good. I won't lie. That all-round great guy. I like that one.
Yo, you are. And I think it's like, I remember I interacted with you like back in the day.
Yeah.
And you are literally the same dude, just with more money. And you are still nice.
Hey, yeah.
Because usually, you know, the great guy, you lose the great guy. You become a good guy when you were broke, so you were nice to everyone, and then you got money, and then you just started being. Now you're just a good guy. We say we are good because we want the coins.
You know why, nah?
Yeah.
I used when I was in varsity, right after I left varsity, I was doing game design, right? And I used to have like quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
As a game designer, and then I lost it all. So you met me. You met me after I lost it. And then now I'm on my re-up. I'm coming back.
Now you're on the re-up. And I'm excited because, like, you know, we are back now on YouTube.
Yeah.
And people are watching this on a Thursday, whenever they're watching it. But this happens the day before your dream come true.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the Lyric Theatre, Tsitsi Chiumya, one-man show. And they say a one-man show. He's the reason we are there.
Yeah.
You've been to the Lyric Theatre many a times in your life.
Yeah.
But you've never been to the Lyric Theatre as the reason people are coming to the Lyric Theatre.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's how can I say? I don't even say nerve-wracking. It's like, it's so much expectation and you don't know how to feel.
Sure.
So you're just expecting, I'm just hoping and expecting to fulfill whatever the people are subscribing into by buying a ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, for me, it's all that I think about. I'm like, the show needs to make somebody feel like that I'm so glad I'm here.
Sure.
I'm so glad I'm experiencing this. It needs to be an experience, and I've been and I'm working many hours to try and make sure that people, when they come there, they feel like this person took me into consideration as a customer, or as a supporter of this of what he does. It's the first one, so it has to be out of this world.
And also your comedy is like, it's relatable comedy. And what I mean, like, all comedy is relatable, but like yours just punches above the rest when we talk about relatability.
Yeah.
And you don't try and be like that guy with the crazy curse words. Let's see who I can, like, if I can jump this gogo out of a seat by saying motherfucker.
No. Motherfucker! Motherfucking gogo! Why are you so old, motherfucker?
So don't you think it's a good time for you to release like a Tsitsi Chiumya 10 commandments of navigating life and just hand them out to the people who bought tickets, you know?
Man, I maybe the show will be that for some people, but I think maybe that comes from the way I was raised. Or when I was raised in a way where I was always the observant one in the corner, just like watching everybody. And my favorite people are people who get along with other people. And the agents that they use were like, when you know that uncle of yours that just everybody likes.
Sure.
Like, for me, that I'm more intrigued by that than like somebody who has an obvious way of why people like him.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Money, or
obvious,
looks.
Looks,
or smartness, or whatever. For me, I'm interested in the things that human beings really like. And I really go and follow those things. You know, like, you know, having money doesn't make you happy at all.
Boom.
At all. Like,
Boom.
I don't even think
Dog,
people,
I'm broke, I'm happy.
you understand?
Like, and not don't get it wrong.
Yeah, no.
Like, I am broke to be, I'm happy to be broke. I'm saying I have no money, but I am super content and I'm happy
Yeah.
to just be putting out.
Yes, because there's this thing about being present, right? And you lose that sensibility when you give power into materialistic thing. I go to a church where it's not about that, you know. None of our priests get paid by the church, so people are there to be there. And being like in those kind of indoctrinations, like you learn to love it more. People always say like fame and all that stuff, but I'm like, dude, I grew up famous. My grandfather owned a driving school in a small community, so you're known for something. But Masipa, like that's my maiden surname. But Masipa, everybody knew my grandfather, so I knew kind of what fame is. So like, but this one I don't know. This new one, it's crazy. But the elements of like being popular and all that stuff, I've never really struggled with because it's a normal thing.
Basically, you are not swimming in uncharted waters, or you are not being thrown into the deep end and you don't know how to swim. You know how to navigate this. I remember a time you went to the States.
Yeah.
Was it when you went to America?
Yeah.
Going to America for a South African, and I would assume like this is like most South African, is like a dream come true.
Sure. Twice. I did it twice.
Yeah. and the reason why I'm tapping onto this, because like, dog, the lyric theater has been your dream. You've been talking about this on many platforms and being very vocal about it.
Yeah.
So let's start with that American trip.
Yeah.
I think it's 2018.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah, I did San Francisco and a couple of other places. You know, the thing is, you realize how people always say this. You realize how South African you are when you go overseas, right? But you realize how in touch with humanness we have to be, because we live so far from the world, from the Western world, or the world that we consume. We live very far from that. So we have these pockets of culture. We have all these different things that we do. And when you get there and people are surprised by one thing that you did, one, then you're like, Mana, that is the intro level surprise. Like, you're already surprised now. Like, you don't know where I'm going, right? Because our truth literally surprises other people. Even our own truth surprises us. But imagine overseas, you hearing somebody freely talk about being black and proud. You know, like in America, it's not like that. You know, you have to be the guy who talks about being black and proud as a narrative, and it has to be kind of follow a certain narrative for you. But if you're just black and proud and relaxed, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to be a Dr. Omar type of thing.
No, you're buying a pie, but black and proud. You know, it's a difficult thing for people to understand what it is. Like we are very confrontational with our issues. We you know, we talk badly without even taking sides. You know, we have political arguments that are you know, neutral. You know, I can never political. I can see the good and the bad in everybody. I can do all those stuff. So in other places they do it, but it's in pockets. So like when you are in the general public, and you talk about like, yo, this is weird for me, even as an African. For them, it's like, because they already have these ideas that you are this kind of a person. Then when you go on stage and you amaze them with all these things, or you say all these things that are amazing to them, you know, it's nice. I love it. You know, you know, like
because these are Americans,
yeah,
right? And you also like, as you're touching on your truth, like I'm gonna tell them my story.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be authentic with my story.
I'm not from
America. I'm not
gonna get there and say I'm from Johannesburg. No, I'm from Leboagomo. Do you guys know where that is? Nah, cool. Let me teach you.
By the way, Leboagomo to me still gets me. I don't understand, and I don't know if this is a government thing or a central thing or public works. Why the hell would you allow us to join the N1 from Leboagomo? Like the way you make us join it, which is essentially illegal, and make it harder for us when we off-ramp to go to Leboagomo to go around in order to be like,
Well, there's another route you can take,
which is not safe.
which is not safe.
That's why I'm saying, why
Yeah.
don't you maximize? Anyway, I'm done with my rant. I'll go back to my questions.
Go to Lemago, man. You'll know what he's talking about.
I was married there, man.
Yeah.
And my family-in-law is still my family. They'll forever be my family.
Yeah.
So it's a very beautiful
Yeah.
town, and let's call it a town. Let's
Yeah.
not call it a kasi.
Your mother,
My mother-in-law.
your mother-in-law's mom
Yeah.
taught me in school.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's man.
She was my
Shout out
teacher.
Mem Twenty.
Mem Twenty, Rough Rider. Mem
I
Twenty,
would
Rough
have
Rider.
said this clip.
Yeah.
I know you enjoyed this content because I enjoyed bringing this content to you. To show your love and support, make sure you go to dreamstream.co.za and subscribe. But because you're not sure, here's a promo code: 30 days for free. Use it. And after you use it, you'll see there's exclusive content, ad-free content, and maybe me showing you my secret weapons.
Yeah.
She calls me her boyfriend. Anyway,
Oh,
that's a
man.
chat for another day.
Uh,
Let's talk about the art of surviving the comedy business
yeah.
without scandals,
Yeah.
ne? Yet with many cosigns. Because you were co-signed very early in your career. And what I mean by co-signed, people said, Tsitsi is talented, we'll give him a writing opportunity.
Yeah.
And then you will write on something.
Yeah.
And then they say, Tsitsi is doing shows.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give him a shot. Let's
Yeah.
let him open for us. I mean, one of the things that most people did not see coming, Nationwide.
Yeah.
You know, this is at the time Showmax was like out
Yeah.
here trying to do his thing, and they are saying this is it. And Trevor Noah is the benchmark of SA comedy at
Yeah.
that time. But there's this
Yeah.
this young kid,
Yeah.
the next generation of comedians in South Africa. So
Yeah.
how have you managed to survive the comedy industry as a whole in your experience with the many cosigns that you've had? People have said, dog, you are dope.
Yeah. I think I made my career of cosign. Poster boy for cosign.
Man, you didn't get a big hit. How did you survive that?
I don't know, man. It's another one of those things. I think for me, I left home just after varsity. I went to Cape Town, and that's where I kind of started doing comedy. Didn't know anybody in Cape Town. So I had to live with a lot of cosigns. Like you this, but it was an opportunity for me because I didn't know that there was not a lot of people from Limpopo in Cape Town, right? So the stories are already different, you know. And also working in Cape Town, theater culture in Cape Town is booming, bro. Like if you wanna do any arts, like especially comedy, you can perform every day, right? So all I was doing is making money from game design and spending it going to comedy shows, and you know, and I was lucky because you know I had a car, had an apartment, so I didn't need to answer to nobody, so I could just move around as I wished, and you gain a lot of cosigns through that, and then people would say, "Oh, come to Durban." I'll go to Durban and make sure that, and I'm extremely competitive when it comes to stuff like that. So like I always want to feel like, you know, I left it all on the stage. I left it all on the stage.
Because that's all you have at the end of the day, right?
It's like the cosigns come. Obviously, you have to respect the guys. You know, never change how you respect. If motho ke groot man, ke groot man, you know. Even if people say, "Hey, you did better than him," no. Because audiences, they like to do this thing where they make us fight. You know, they'll say, "You opened for him, but yes, no. I wish I could have heard you more, man. His jokes were not the one. You, I could listen to you the whole day. Tell a joke. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, how you gonna face your hot man over there? And the other thing is that I really do believe in the people I believe in. Like, I always say this. I believe Pops, Pops is my favorite comedian because let me tell you a funny story, right? I was about to do my first show at Kitchener's. I was just looking for comedians who I can. I was looking for a place where I could do comedy after I did it at church for the first time. So I go to Kitchener's. I'm about to perform, right? So my stepdad, bought me a BM when I was a kid. I had my ex at the time. Like like, bro, we squad deep, we're rolling. She's about to see my genesis in comedy. Get to the comedy show, and it's full, it's packed, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I need. Got my, I've got my BM keys, that's all I care about. Got a BM, got this lady on my side. Go to the show. I'm getting there, like I even arrive a little bit late. Superstar
This
stuff.
this is Kitchener's 2013.
This is kitchen. Yeah, I forget the year, but it
Okay.
was back Kitcheners. The show is packed. Pop Pops is hosting, right? And he's hilarious. Né? And immediately, because I come from a running background, so already when you run, né, you can see just by looking at someone's body, more this is gonna be a hard race. Like, when someone comes with a body, like,
The physique.
yeah, he's not even wearing spikes, he's
Yeah,
barefoot. You're like,
yeah.
ah, yeah, this guy is gonna
Yeah.
show me. So Pop Pops was hosting, and he was funny, bro. That was the most hilarious. Like, and he was like just riffing off of the crowd, and I'm like,
and
this
that's his style.
that's his style,
And he's grown to be
yo.
so much better. And not that he was bad.
No.
But it's so refined now. In a lady.
Bro, he's rocking. He introduces Loiso Madinga. Loiso Madinga goes on stage, and he does this other joke of bye so bruh, funny, right? And I'm thinking of my jokes, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm coming here to talk about being robbed and my phone. Aye, this is not the one. This is content. This is premium comedy. So then Les Gola tells me, he's like, no, there's a lot of superstars. Like Luis Ogola walks in, bro. And imagine it's your first show. I'm already feeling like a superstar. I'm like, Bona, who I'm rubbing shoulders with. Ne? Then they tell me, there's too many superstars there. You can't go on. They bump you off. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
They bump me off. And for the first time in my life, and I've never had a relationship with bumping. I was so happy. I was like, yo, thank God. Oh, what was I gonna tell these people? I was gonna ruin the mood, yo.
Oh man, I like that.
I was like, no, thank God, because I was obviously not ready, and I knew it. I knew I was not ready. So from that day onwards, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work every single day to refine my humor, so people can understand it. So to learn how to communicate my humor, because for me, comedy is a communication skill. Like for me, comedy is the best way I can communicate. Like when I'm on the stage, I feel like I can say stuff that I really want to say, without fear or favor, without having to go through the filters that I usually go through. And that day, I was like, I'm not ready to communicate here.
But I think, in fact, for me, I was even going to ask you, like, my follow-up question was going to be like, what advice do you have for someone who's coming in and who wants to do the comedy thing, considering you had so many cosigns, which it's like affirmations.
Yeah.
It's like when you grow up in a household where you are affirmed, you are encouraged, you are supported, you are going to be the most confident kid out there.
Yeah.
Even with the least amount of talent.
Yeah.
You know? So, no, real talk. It's so important.
That is
it is so important that we affirm and we encourage. And especially in the creative space, right? Because it's art, it's subjective.
Yeah.
So, what I was saying, what I love about what you said now about being bumped off, your nerves, your insecurity, and the scale of like where you are with your comedy and the people that you just experienced on stage, you just felt like, I am not in the same heavyweight or weight division as these people.
Yeah.
So right now, it's my time to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
When it's time for me to come out, I'm going to come out guns blazing.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people have that in themselves to just appreciate the fact that they've been put on a bench because the squad that's inside is top tier. And you are also good for it, but just not now.
Just now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I took from that story, because I was like, where's the punchline here? But I realized, we always need to be present in the time God says yes, and be present in the time God says, no, I'm protecting your ass.
Yeah.
Because you won't be able to deal with the rejection or bombing. Because
Yeah.
now you are bombing in front of your peers and the people you look up to.
Mm-hmm.
We might have not had Tsitsi.
And
I-
it's your first show.
And it's your first. I think it was circa 2013, 2014. I could be
Probably,
wrong.
yeah.
Let's talk about now the amount of preparation one requires when he's doing like a massive show.
Yeah.
It's a massive show because the stage is big.
Yeah.
Kamsa the Small was there for a few weeks. Most South Africa doesn't have a few.
Yeah. I
If you
know.
don't know, South Africa is happening. It's happening, and it's not even summer, but it's happening.
Yeah. We're doing it all this in blankets.
Yeah.
All this fun.
Yeah, people in Lesotho watching this like, what do you mean? We the ones who
No, we bought them from there. Lesotho is our supplier of blankets.
DreamStream, a place to create yourself. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. DreamStream, a place to create yourself.
So the reason why I'm setting it up like that, because the history that comes with the lyric.
Yeah.
You've been there with the Comics Choice.
Sure.
You've been there with
Nationwide.
You've been there a few times, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Open for Pops there.
You've opened for Pops there.
Yeah.
So like it's like home ground advantage for you
Yeah.
in terms of backstage.
Sure.
But let's talk about what happens behind the scenes.
Mm.
The production. How much are you involved in planning with what kind of lights, what kind of song, what outfit?
Yeah.
All those things that bring a comedy show to life until the comedian says, "What's up?"
So like, and I'm glad you mentioned all the stuff. I can disrespect history and lyric.
Sure.
And that's why I didn't do that show. I was happy that I got bumped off. I don't want to disrespect the history of whatever you're into. This is a very sacred space for performers all around. Right?
Mhm.
I actually had an opportunity to do the lyric earlier this year, but I said no because actually late last year, and I was like no because I didn't feel like it was the time. I didn't feel like I was ready. I didn't feel like I could put in the kind of effort that I put in now. Now I'm involved with all the obviously with the team, because you kind of can't, you can't micromanage everything and still put out a show. It's very tiring.
You would suck at being a comedian if you wanted to do that.
And that's what I messed up in my first show, is that the show was great, but I was so exhausted by the time I stepped on that stage because I had been.
Are you talking about your debut one-man show?
Yeah,
So naive.
So naive, right? I was so naive, like I was naive.
Words.
Yeah,
The power of the word.
yeah,
eh?
I was so naive. Like, and now that I look back at it and I see how much planning that we had to do for this one, how many people are involved, how many, there's so many people involved that it's a lot of people to disappoint if things don't go well, or it's a lot. So you have to kind of own up to those spaces. You have to trust the DJ to do his work and just guide him. Trust the lighting guy to do his work, and trust the people at the lyric and all that stuff. And also trust yourself to give yourself enough time to prepare for the show. You don't want to come there. I'm not a crude person. I don't necessarily go into like body parts, talking about people's body. And that is an easy fix for someone who didn't prepare, just to talk about sex and things like that in a uninformative or uninformed way. It's funny. It in no way takes away from the comedy element of it. It's just not me. It's just not how I was raised. So it takes a lot into preparing that stuff. Even right now, like I'm, panicking about what's gonna be happening. Ticket sales have skyrocketed at the moment, and like things are being
month end.
yeah,
people are paid.
people are getting, like, things are being sold out, and And only now I realize how important it is because people are taking me seriously. So I need to do the same. And, I'm still the same person. I'm still having fun. But in that fun, there needs to be an element of, you know what, I'm going to deliver a product that I feel like could be something that could be for the comedy history books.
Sure.
I also want to be one of those big comedians in the world,
Are you planning to gain weight?
huh? I've been planning. I've been trying. I think the food. I think there's something. I think my metabolism doesn't have a good enough security. Just zogala fit, zogala, inside and out, inside and out. So I've been eating. Like people are like thinking maybe I'm starving. No, this is my
Because
body.
you know us, like, and I don't know, maybe because I'm an '88 baby. Growing up, like, if you are not like chubby
Yeah.
or bigger, like if you don't put on weight, the older you get, people start thinking like you don't have money. Things are not
Yeah.
looking good, you know.
No, no,
Hence,
no,
I
no.
say when you said big, I'm like, are you planning?
Nah,
Because
nah,
all
nah. I'm
the
healthy.
all the big comedians have put on.
Nah, bro. Imagine having all that money and then getting gout. Aye, that's a waste of money. Or heartburn. Like, already hit a or no, whatever you are drinking. But heartburn, yo.
Oh man.
Nah, my bro. I can't be that guy. I want to be healthy so that I have longer to kind of try to actualize my dream.
Mm. I see you also work a lot in terms of like writing stuff.
Yeah.
You won a SAFTA for kind of what show were you guys doing at the E News? Za News.
Zanyus, yeah.
Yeah, Za News was funny, man.
Yeah.
And you won that as a collective.
Yeah.
Walk me through like the process of like writing without thinking about the accolades,
Well,
but writing to evoke
mm,
something
yeah.
out of the audience. Like, what does that look like for you, and how do you do it by yourself for you,
Yeah.
and how do you do it when you walk in a room with other writers? Like,
That's
I
so.
also like deep questions with writers.
Yeah,
because I was
I-
like, ah man, this guy.
Oh, I was thinking now in the beginning, once upon a time, I started this book
You
and then
you can write a book about this thing.
nah, I think for me, it's literally the way I saw the world at the time, especially with Zanyus. It was just an opportunity given to me by a lady called Angel Campy. Shout out to her. She's in Cape Town. She was like, yo, I really like the way you do comedy. Can you try this writing stuff? And when you're in comedy, for me, I'm a connoisseur of curiosity. Like, I want to know why. Like, if I see someone funny, like, I want to know. Like, I want to look at it until I'm like, yo, what makes him so funny? The nuances, and sometimes not even the words. It's just the way the person positions themselves within whatever they're speaking about. And she gave me this opportunity. It's like, no, write a couple of sketches like this. And I remember I wrote a sketch about this superhero on a middle class budget, right? so like so like if your crime is happening too far, like
He's not coming.
so his radius is like, and he looks and he's like, yo, my man, like, yo, I only solve crimes from this time to this time. But he's so famous that everybody's always calling him. But he's like, guys, I can only work from 4 o'clock from Monday to Thursday. Other crimes are not my part. And I wrote it and I sent it to them. It was actually the second sketch I wrote, and I was like, this one is not gonna be the one. I sent it to her, and then because you send your pieces, and then they make them into like they make them into the entire episode, because the episode consists of so many other sketches. So I wrote that thing. It was called Sticks, the middle class superhero, right? And even while he's doing the interview, the lady is asking him. Then he's like, "I'm getting paid for this, right?" And then, so he refuses to ask to answer certain questions without being paid. He wants to be recognized. So I wrote that, and I was funny enough. I was in Washington D.C. when the SAFTAs was happening. So I didn't even go to the SAFTAs. My Twitter is not like that great, so I'm there, and I go on Twitter at the airport and I see, man, I've got many notifications, notifications on notifications. I'm like, on Twitter, what did I do?
Mm-hmm.
And I look, it was, yo, you want to surf
Mm-hmm.
back home? And it was literally, you know, when I was like, a moment of like, yo, I'm living my dream.
Because that was quite early, my G.
Yeah, it was.
was
I'm
so
like, I'm living a
early.
dream, right? I'm like, yo, out the blocks, you know. There's writers that don't have scepters that I know, you know.
Yep.
And I'm like, I got one so early, and I think for me, you know, I always say to some, like, my superpower is being lucky. Like, I maximize my possibilities of being lucky.
I like
Like,
that.
I do whatever it takes for me to be the lucky one or one of the lucky people. And from that point onwards, I get into a lot of rooms. I wrote on the Mars Singer season 1 and 2. I wrote on a lot of projects that probably won awards and stuff like that. But it's when you get there is to be yourself. Because, mana, everybody does interviews a certain way. You know, like you lose respect when you feel like you're big enough to lose respect. You know, you lose.
I like that.
Yeah, you
I
lose.
like that.
You lose a lot of things when you feel like you've reached that goal. But for me, it's like, I'm not saying one day I'm not gonna make a mistake, get respect. I've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to overstepping certain boundaries and all that stuff. But I do it as myself, and if I'm wrong, I go back and I try it again. You know, like there's a very famous quote by Mo Farah. He's a runner. Like all my quotes come from runners, and he says, "Don't pray for success, train for it." You know,
I like that.
so I pray for me to be able to pray to train. I don't pray for success. I pray for the ability to train so that I can get my success. Even if, bruh, I'm telling you, like, I'll do it again and again and again and again and again. I don't finish. I don't finish trying. Like, even if something doesn't work out, man.
Never give up.
Yeah,
Never say
if it all
die.
fails, I go to Lewachomu. My grandmother, you know, the house is vacant there. I can go to my grandmother's house, chill there,
We are
and
so lucky to have that too.
and plan again.
We
Yeah.
are so lucky to have that. Like, from. Because I think this interview is more about like realizing your dreams and living out your dreams, right? From one person who's been about his dreams and pursuing his dreams and realizing their dreams, it's kind of hard to convince another person who's never had their dreams realized.
Yeah.
But then you also realize, like, are those people actually really present in their dreams of
Yeah.
whatever dreams they have? Are they actually in tune with them, or is it just the idea of a dream? And how will you ever achieve something if it's an idea of, instead of you seeing, no, this thing will materialize, but in order for it to materialize, I need to move this piece to that piece,
Yeah.
and that piece. Nothing ever happens without movement, right?
No.
So for me, it is so profound. And I want to talk about this, man. The power of knowing yourself
Yeah.
and how that has propelled you never to be scared of chasing your dreams.
I mean, I don't think you know yourself. You know, every time you go in the mirror, like, okay, it's me again.
Walk me through it. That's your mirror. Give me a reference.
You're like, yo, okay, it's me again. Okay, I'm looking a bit skinny today, but it's me. You know? Have you ever like even when you're inside your body, sometimes you feel a thing like, this is my body. What are you telling me? But that's the thing. It's like, it's not about knowing yourself or I read this book called Be So Good You Can't Be Denied. So good you can't be ignored or denied. So good you can't be ignored, sorry. By Carl Newport, right? And Mojak Lohok actually gave me the book. And it talks about career capital. And that's the only thing that like I've figured out that, oh, this is the thing I've been chasing. So they're saying everything you've ever done in your life is slowly preparing you to do something that you're going to be really good at. All you need to do is figure out what that thing is. So you don't have to have a passion for comedy, but everything that you've done in your life might make you statistically better at comedy because it's taught you all these little minute things that you might not have been seen, or they're creating this being that is you, and the best way to communicate, which is comedy, or which is whatever career you're doing. And that just taught me to be very aware of the things that are happening in my life. When I'm with my mom, I'm with my mom. When I'm with my partner, I'm with my partner. And I fully immerse myself in that experience, because whatever it's teaching me, I don't know what it is, but but I better be there to get that lesson as soon as it's handed out. So like for me, it's like I'm also just gathering all this career capital, all these shows that I've done, shows that have succeeded, shows that have failed, going to church, everybody, everyone that I encounter, all of that is career capital. All of that is capital in some way, right? And then you take it into my life, into comedy. And when I do that, I do it considering every single thing. You'll never hear me disrespect my mom, but I'll be honest with my mom. I'll have conversations that maybe she hasn't wanted to have in the show. I'll say, hey, this is how I felt. But at the time, the fridge was full, so I couldn't complain about that. This is how maybe you guys didn't see that I felt about being in that situation and stuff like that. And I feel like it's like that for all of us. And that's what I feel like. If you feel like you're not achieving your dreams, right? Just really sit back into your own life and look around. You've probably achieved so many things in the smallest ways possible. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate. Even don't celebrate by going out and doing a big thing that's gonna get you into another problem. No. Celebrate yourself and say, I did that. I'm good. Like I'm worthy of the spaces. I'm worthy of being next to this person, If you don't feel worthy, then do stuff that's gonna make you feel worthy of being in that space without having to feel like you're taking away from yourself. Be useful. Some people are useless. You understand? Like there's real useless people where they just feel like they have to be useful because you were useful 2-3 years ago. No, be useful right now. Give your information to somebody else. Do something. I don't even know what it is, but just do something that makes you feel like you're moving towards, even if it's one step, half a step, even if you move back, at least you're moving, bro. You can't stay in the same place. You're gonna be depressed, and then we're gonna read about you on Twitter, saying stuff like, "Yo, depression." You're gonna be 5 steps for you on Twitter on a meme, and you're gonna post to us. We don't want that. We want you to be. We want you to be like the person that people look up to. I look up to so many people for so many different things. I looked up to my grandmother in terms of humanity. I look up to my stepdad when it comes to like just being a man. I look up to Khala, my partner. I look up to her for so many things. And I look up to you. I look up you. There's something you can look up to in every single person. But what we do is that we take the holistic thing, and then obviously
Yep.
already you're like, you can't tell us this because of that and that. Yes, wena.
Damn, man. That is so profound. And the book that Tsitsi was talking about is called So Good They Can't Ignore You. Why Skills Trump Passion. I think it's a good read.
Yeah,
I should check it out.
you
I
must
should
check it out.
Dreamstream, a place to create yourself. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Record video, music, and podcasts in our full-service studio. Dreamstream, a place to create yourself.
But on that note, bro, like I just feel like two things. The first part, I want to say I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
Like this is what I'm feeling in my heart of hearts, right? I appreciate you. I love you. I appreciate your work ethic. I love your work, and I want you to keep on doing what you're doing with regards to your work, because what you are doing says to me, I'm inspired by you. And it's so easy to overlook inspiration because of proximity.
Yeah.
Because we are so close, I could easily not be inspired or see your greatness.
Yes.
But because God works in a wonderful way, and I am reminded, not just through, let's say, milestones or goals or whatever you say you want to achieve and you actually go out and achieve, it's your authenticity in putting out good vibrations.
Yeah.
You are definitely vibrating higher than most people I have liked. You know, because I
Yeah.
can only speak about people I like.
Yes.
I like speaking about that.
Yeah.
But more than that, I just want you to keep on being great, keep on being good at what you do, and keep on inspiring your nation. And don't forget, there's a reason why God uses the ability of humor,
Yeah.
because it's in how you tell the truth.
Yeah.
So stand up for the truth,
Yeah.
and keep on making us laugh.
Yeah. And what's about this year, nah? I was telling, from now on, I'm telling God where I want my blessings. For long I've been praying, my brother. Now I'm telling him this is what I want. And if you don't give it to me, sharp, I'll get it myself. I'll get it myself. Because God can be complacent in your life. Because the message is so nice. But right now, in
2013,
yeah.
I wrote a letter to God.
Has he answered?
You know what I said when I opened the letter? It's so crazy. Dear God, thank you for finding the time to read my letter. I hope this letter finds you in a good space and time. So I hope whatever you request from God, you find him in a good space and time.
Because they're busy. Every day people are praying. The backlog. Because I think God is a people pleaser. He says yes to everything. Aye, my brother. Now we want effort. You know, the same effort we're giving to you, we want the effort back, and that's how I'm living my life right now. Is that I pray, but I pray through deeds. I pray through
Amen.
deeds, because
Amen.
prayer without a deed is dead. That's in the Bible.
Yo, man, Tsitsi came firing. Make sure, yeah, I know you are watching this. You could be watching the premiere right now. If you don't have the tickets, hopefully they are still available. You can find them on Ticket Pro, right?
No, on
Or
web tickets. Hey,
Ticket Pro, not Ticket Pro. Web tickets. I
Web-
said web tickets.
web
Web
tickets.
tickets.
Yes.
But most importantly, and if you are watching this another time, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and big shout out to Dream Stream for making sure that this podcast is possible. Without them, you wouldn't have gone to church on whatever day you are watching this on.
Shapa. Yeah.
We gonna